Thanks for joining. This is Movado, and I'm back here with another Empyrion Galactic Reforged Eden version 1.8 video. Today I'm in a Legacy Asteroid sector. I'm going to do a little small series here. I'm going to call it the Legacy Kill Academy. Basically how you kill Legacy ships in Reforged Eden 1.8 with the new turrets. Show you what I do, show you my strategies, and kind of how I go about attacking these legacy guys. So first things first, I want to talk a little bit about the ship. I am here in my Soul Crusher ship, which if you're familiar with it, let me go in third person view actually, it might be a little bit easier. Kind of has a long nose on it, which a lot of the combat ships do now. But the key with fighting legacy and dealing with your combat ships is you need to have a chunky nose in the front of it, or something that's going to absorb some damage. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I prefer to use Xeno. Some people use Combat Steel. Combat Steel actually is the more tanky of the two against Legacy. It absorbs more damage due to its damage reduction and hardness values versus I think the Legacy weapons actually get a damage bonus against Xeno. However, when you're fighting Legacy, the amount of armor isn't super significant. You only need a couple layers of armor, especially once you start to get some aux cores in your ship. In this particular ship, I do have a few aux cores. I think I'm up to 4, as you can see. The other bonus I have is I am on a Spange's server, and I do have the advanced core as well, which is an additional million CPU. That can easily wash out to 3 more CPU or advanced cores. So most of my weapons I focused on shield damage itself. There we go. Okay, a drone spotted me. Most of my weapons are focused on shield damage. Once the shields are gone, I'm really going to focus on trying to core the ship as fast as I can. You can see I've got a lot of lasers, positrons, single target weapons that are really going to help with these drones. In fact, obviously you can see the drones here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the drones. I'm going to find that Legacy Infector. I want to get him in render distance. For some reason he's not in render distance yet, which I'm really surprised about at this distance. There he is. There he is. Okay, so the range on a Legacy ship, if you're dealing with miles, is just under 1 mile. I think it's something like 0.9 miles is when you're going to start taking shield damage. So what I'm going to do, since when you face the Legacy ships, they're going to strip your shield really, really fast. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to kill these drones first. And that's how I'd recommend handling all your Legacy encounters. Dip just into range, just close enough to... is he even moving that Infector? Go just close enough to trigger the drones, kill the drones, and then you go after the actual Legacy ship itself, although they seem reluctant to want to come near me. They do. They do, but I'm going to kill him. And that Infector does not look like he's moving at all. And now that I say that, he starts moving. Alright, well that's fine. Where'd all the drones go? I know I didn't kill them all. Alright, looks like the Infector is rotating and going back away from me. I'm just going to sit here for now. Actually, let me top off. Not that Pentax is relevant in this fight. I'm just going to fill up my tank. I really want to get these symbiotes down as fast as I can before that Legacy ship starts coming in range. I'm just side strafing him right now, and that generally is enough to make a miss. But they do pack up and they do shoot fast, so sometimes on these symbiotes you do have to keep moving. They do some block damage if you get your shields down, which is why I focus on killing them before the Legacy ship. Because if you face the Legacy ship, my strategy is I say screw the shields, let the shields drop, and I invest all my CPU into weapons. So honestly, I've actually thought about taking more shield out of here. 12,000 is fine with all the upgraded weapons I have. Here's my shield chargers, capacitors, bank coupling, blah blah blah. Let me get away. He's coming at me. Those symbiotes don't seem to want to move. One thing I'll talk about really quick is, since this is a multiplayer server, I've noticed that the behavior in multiplayer is slightly different than on Single player, it could be difficulty settings. I'm not sure how Spanish has the server set up. I think this is actually in the easier settings, which may be slowing the infectors a little bit, but the same strategy should still apply. As soon as I can get these symbiotes down, I'll go in, but I don't want too many of these symbiotes alive when I go in against that infector, because like I said, they do decent block damage. So together they work out really well. Alright, the infector's going away, so I'm going to get in a little bit closer. Get right in the middle of all these guys. Oh, the infector's 2 miles away, so he's out of render distance. The concern right now is when he's outside of render distance, that's when you get the desync with where the ship physically is versus where it shows up. I bet you it bounces. Yeah, see how it bounced right there? It went from a really far distance to a closer distance. That was desync. A lot of times that happens when you're in render distance. They go out of render distance on multiplayer servers. For whatever reason that happens. So is what it is. But always be aware of that icon. See how that icon isn't moving? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I can guarantee he's moving. So I'm going to fly forward. And when he renders in, I guess he was kind of in that same spot, but maybe a little closer. Alright, we got a couple drones left. Let me finish these guys off, and then we'll go in for the legacy kill. On the weapons themselves, I am going to target turrets and mounted weapons only. I'm going to take off the warp drive, although I might put that back on for the infector. I'll explain why later when I get into the fight. For now, my strategy on the infectors is to just strip off the turrets on it. Here it comes, and honestly, let's go. I'm going to ram it, stop it. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that. A lot of times I ram these ships. I like the heavy blaster cannons, the ones that I've got here. They do a really good job for shield damage. I found that okay, so this is the legacy ship that has a turret right here on the side with a bar around the back. I found that right where I am is actually a sweet spot. You notice how only, a couple of his turrets, right now, only one of his turrets is shooting me. If I sit in this sweet spot back here, so play around with positioning on these legacy ships. A lot of times you can find dead zones of where you can kind of hover and then just strip their shields with taking minimal shots. The Infector, a lot of times you find it's the side. Isolate those turrets, and then once the turrets are down, and then I switch to artillery. There goes one turret. Looks like I took off that turret up there. I like to take my artillery and take out these drive thrusters as soon as it reloads. And take out some of those turrets. See, I took out the one thruster down there. I took out one of the turrets down there. I'm going to let my turrets all do some work on its turrets, take those out. Really, all those lasers are wimpy little lasers. They're just scratching my nose right now, honestly. Those are not scary lasers at all. When you only get a couple of them on you, I'll be lucky to lose 2 or 3 blocks at most. Maybe a little bit more than that, but only a couple blocks of Xeno is all I'm going to lose on this. Okay, the turrets seem to be pretty well stripped off the back, or they're almost getting there. You can see my turrets doing the work. So from here, I'm going to start working through and try to punch a hole in the middle. Basically, on this one, I hit the bar. I want to actually go underneath the bar to save a little bit of ammo, because I don't have to go through that bar if I don't want to. Waiting for my artillery to become available. Bam, right there's where I want to hit it. Some of these legacy ships, you'll find that there are, or at least there were, weapons by the core that were targetable by your turrets. If your turrets don't eventually start shooting into the middle of this ship, target the warp drive on the Infectors. That strategy works on the Infectors only. I'm going to do that right now since all the turrets are gone. There we go. Alright, okay, so this happened to me another time I fought an Infector. There we go. You just have to move around to get it to trigger. There is a turret somewhere that it was confused on where to target it. So here we go. There we go. Taking out those turrets. Now it's got locked on him. For some reason, it gets confused and it stops. Oh, I just cored it. Look at that. That's an Infector. That's an Infector. That was actually really clean. That's one of the cleaner ones I've ever killed. Not gonna lie, that was super fast. 7 artillery is what I was using. That's all I used to core it. It was only a couple shots. Let me show you the artillery really quick, the way I have that laid out, because that is important. I do have my artillery set up to core and penetrate vessels. And the way I have that set up is I've got one artillery cannon right here in the front. The next artillery cannon is this guy right here, and it's got a matching one on the other side, but that is several blocks behind this one. I offset them like that, so the first one explodes, does its damage. These hit, and they'll do damage, and if that one breaks a block, these will penetrate to the block deeper. 2 of them will usually break any blocks, so that's why I like having them in pairs. Sometimes you need more than 2, but usually 2 does the trick. I got another one right here and right here, again behind those, and then I got 2 more back in the corner right here. So it's really four staggered layers of artillery is what I use, and that's why I was able to core it so fast, is because I, penetrating layers, it hit, and you start breaking through. Okay, now that I've beat this ship, I'm inside of it. I'm going to connect to my container. Let me make sure. Oh, it is cold here. It is really cold here. Okay, let me figure this out. I actually don't think I have any. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take a shower quick. Maybe I already warmed up. I will have to do this fast, but that's fine. I can show you how to loot a legacy infector in practically seconds. Here we go. Go in the hole you just made. Go straight in. Look for the bottom. You look for this light right here and the 2 thrusters right there, and you take out this block. Go down here, you got a loot container, and you got a loot container. Throw those into my connected container. Go straight through here, there's the RTG, make sure you take that out because it's got a massive amount of radiation. Loot container, oh that was an incendiary minigun. Another loot container, and then another loot container. I'm just trying to see if I can play a little game with the, okay. Let me keep moving here. I may have to end this jump out soon. Okay, so loot containers were in here. Then you come up and you go through this hole, take out the shield generator, take out the warp drive. Ooh, I warmed up there. That was good. Take out the block directly behind the warp drive and this block, and look what you found. A quantum box with a CV quantum. Yes, thank God. All right, I got a CV quantum. That's exciting. Now you take out that box. You've got an ultra rare. Ooh, anti-tank, sweet. Take out these blocks right behind that. You've got another very rare, another very rare. Take out the block directly behind it, and there's an ultra rare hidden in the wall. And that's it. The Legacy Infector's looted. Then from here, go up, punch a hole, and you're back where you started. Let's see here. Where is my hole out of here? Get myself reoriented. It is back here. Okay. There it is. Back in my ship. That's a Legacy Infector. All looted, all cleared. Got a CV Quantum. Last thing, really quick, before I head back in the ship. I'm going to take a look at the damage to this ship. So I'm anticipating very little was damaged or any blocks were taken off. Let's look at the nose. 0 lost blocks. You saw that one was almost destroyed. I don't even care about fixing that, to be honest. I didn't lose a single block in that kill. This one was down to 326. That one was down to 200 something. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. That's a Legacy Infector. They're pretty easy, honestly. Even if you have a lot less firepower, they are not really going to be much of a challenge for you to kill. Even with some of your early game weapons. The really thing you want to focus on is getting shields down fast. Okay, so here I am. That was the Legacy Infector. From here, I'm actually going to salvage this guy up and take care of him. I'm going to finish the video here, wrap it up. I was just thinking if I want to try to find another legacy ship and do that one in tandem or do them separately, but I think I'm going to do it separately. So that's all I've got for today. As soon as I find a decimator, I'm going to do the same thing, show you the kill strategies on those. Eradicator, and then of course the Devastator as well. The Eradicator is the tough one, although where they have their turrets, you know, you can mitigate a lot of that damage. But that's all I got for today. That's a Legacy Infector. Hope I answered any questions or concerns you had. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Otherwise, thanks for joining. Hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone.